Good morning, children. Welcome to our English class. Now, today we are going to look into the sea reading part because in our last session we finished the poem Dear Mum, and there was an exercise, and I asked you to try and do that because there were some instructions given, and you can make a silly fun cap with those following those instructions. Today now we are going to look into the sea reading, which is the Emperor's New Clothes. Now, who is an emperor? When you talk about kings and emperors, king is usually the head of a kingdom or more like a country. But an emperor has many kings under him. See, when we were talking about Alexander the Great, he was an emperor. He was a very great emperor, and many kings were under him, right? So now let's go through the lesson. Many years ago, there was an emperor who was so fond of new clothes that he spent all his money on them. So it is more like a story, so it is easy for you to understand even though when I read it, right? So many years ago, there was an emperor who was fond of. What is the meaning of fond, children? Fond means having so much interest in or like to such things. So fond of new clothes means always like to have new clothes. That he spent all his money to buy new clothes. One day, two men came to the emperor's court. We are weavers, they said. We can make the most beautiful cloth in the world. So one day, these two two weavers came to the emperor's court, and they said we can make the most beautiful cloth in the world. The emperor was very happy because he likes new clothes, no? So if there is a nicest cloth, then he can make nice garments out of it. Our cloth is also very special, said the men. Only wise men can see it, fools cannot. So they are saying that our cloth is very special, only wise people can see it, and fools cannot see them. That's very good, thought the emperor. When I wear the clothes made with it, I will I will know who is wise and who is foolish. Now it brought another idea to the king's mind, which is like he's thinking by wearing this dress or wearing those clothes, the king can identify the wise people and also the foolish people. The emperor gave the men a lot of money. Start weaving at once, he told them. They set up two looms and pretended. What is the meaning of pretended, children? Pretend means acting as something they are not. Okay, we also spoke about it in our previous classes. They set up two looms and pretended to be very busy. So these two men, what did they do? They set up these looms. Loom means the machine that is used to make cloths. We have hand looms, we have machinery, electrical ones. So there are different kinds of looms, mechanical looms and all those kinds of looms. So these men started to act as if they are trying to weave. They're pretending as if they are weaving, though they had nothing at all on the looms. So nobody can see anything on the looms. They're just acting as if there is something and they are weaving on it. They asked for the finest silk and the purest gold thread. So they kept asking for the raw material, which is finest silk and purest gold thread. They put these in their own bags and they worked at the empty looms until late at night. So whenever they were given all these raw materials they are asked for, they used to put them in their bags and then they used to act as if they are weaving it on a loom. And until they did it until late at night. I should like to know how those weavers are getting on with my cloth, thought the emperor. So this emperor thought okay, I should know how far they have come with this beautiful cloth I'm going to wear. Only wise men can see the cloth. I will send my old minister, who is the wisest man in the court. So the king thought, let me send because not everybody can see it, no. Only the wise men can see, only wise men can see it. So he sent the wisest minister, old minister. So because the emperor knew that he is the wisest one in his court, and so he sent him to see how far they have come with the cloth. So the good old minister went into the room in which the men were working at the empty looms. So this minister went and looked into the room, and he saw those men working on the empty looms. There is no thread, there is no cloth that is being weaved. What can be the meaning of this, thought the old man. So when he saw, he couldn't see anything on the loom. So he thought, he kept thinking now. He's thinking, what could this mean? What is it? Opening his eyes very wide, I cannot see anything on the looms. So this minister, he came to see, and he sees an empty loom, and he thinks like, oh my God, I can't see anything. And he started to question himself if he's not the wisest man, right? Come a little nearer, said the men to the minister. Isn't the cloth beautiful? So these two men were asking the minister to come a little closer and said, see how beautiful this is, don't you think? They asked. They pointed to the empty looms. So they are showing the empty looms and they are saying, isn't it beautiful? The poor old minister looked hard. He could see nothing on the looms, for nothing was there. So this minister looked again and again like, oh my God. And then he could see nothing on the looms because nothing was there, and nobody can see anything because unless it exists, we cannot see anything, no? So even here, nobody can, this minister could not see anything because there is nothing there. What? He thought. Is it possible that I am a fool? So the minister started to question himself. Now he is thinking, what? Am I a fool? Well, sir, said one of the men, how do you like the cloth? So one of the men, one of those two men asked the minister, how do you find the cloth? How do you like it? And the minister replies, oh, it's splendid, said the minister. So because the minister didn't want to be proved as a fool, he said, oh, it's beautiful. Now the emperor thought he would like to see the cloth. So later the emperor thinks that wanted to see the cloth by himself. So he called his officers and went with them to the weaver's room. So he went with them to the weaver's room. Isn't the cloth beautiful? Said the old minister, pointing to the empty looms. How is this? Said the emperor to himself. Now the emperor started questioning himself. I can see nothing at all. Am I a fool? Oh, it's beautiful, said the emperor aloud. So when the minister came, he started to ask the emperor if he liked the cloth. And then the emperor started to question himself. What is this? I can't see anything. But still he doesn't want to set him out, and he says that, oh, it is beautiful, said the emperor. All the officers looked keenly. So all the officers started to look so keen, and they saw nothing on the looms. Nobody could see anything, but they all said it's very beautiful. For the great procession next week, said the old minister, kindly wear robes made of this cloth. The emperor agreed. So this minister also said, please wear these robes of this cloth for the next week. Great procession means there is going to be some great meeting or a great event. And the minister asked the king to wear those robes for that occasion. The weavers worked harder than ever. So the weavers kept on doing that action. Pretending means like doing an action without being reality. So they are not weaving anything. There are no threads or there is no silk on the looms. But they are just pretending as if they are weaving. So they kept on weaving. At last they said the cloth was ready. They cut in the air with a huge pair of scissors. They stitched the clothes with needles without any thread in them. See, they cried at last, the emperor's new clothes are ready. So these two men took it too far, saying that acting as if they have finished the cloth and they are cutting it and then stitching it at the corners, sewing it at the corners and all those things. See, they cried at last. So they shouted at the last, saying that, oh, see how beautiful this is. The emperor went to the weavers with his officers. The weavers raised their arms in air and said, these are trousers and there is the coat. It is so light, said one of them. So these two men, when the emperor came to take his clothes, to see his clothes, and these two men, one of them was explaining, saying that, see, this is the trousers and this is the coat. So they are just acting, showing their hands, raising their hands in the air as if they are holding the clothes in their hands. You won't even feel the cloth, said the other. One of them said, it is so light. And the other person said, you won't even feel it. You won't even feel the cloth. That's the beauty of it, said one officer. So one of the officers said, yes, very light clothes are very nice and that will be the beauty of it. Yes, said all the others. That's the beauty of it. But they couldn't see anything. There was nothing to see. Although there was nothing to see, they all did not want to admit that they are fools. Okay, so that is why they keep saying, they keep acting as if they are wise and as if they are seeing the clothes that are showing. Will your majesty take off your clothes, said the men. So the two men asked the king to take off the emperor's clothes. Then you can put on your new clothes. So they asked him to remove his clothes that he was wearing, and they asked them to wear these clothes. The emperor took off all his clothes. The men made a show of putting new clothes on him. And so these men made a show, means they were still acting. They acted as if they are putting new clothes on the emperor. The men made a show of putting, okay. The emperor stood in front of the mirror and turned round and round. How well his majesty looked in his new clothes, cried all his officers. So, actually, if you think of it, the king was not wearing any clothes now. I mean, he was asked to remove his clothes, and then these two men acted as if they put these new clothes on the king, and in front of the mirror stood the emperor, and he went round and round as if he was wearing those new clothes. And one of the officers said that, what did he say? See how, how well his majesty looks in his new clothes. That is what he said. So he's saying that how well the emperor looks. So great. So, and all the officers also followed that word. And they all said, kept saying that, oh, they are beautiful, they are beautiful. Then the emperor walked along in the procession, So as I said, there was an occasion, no? There was an event that is going on. So the emperor, what did he do? He started to walk in front along in the procession. Procession means there will be lot of followers, there will be lot of visitors, all those things. People in the streets cried, how beautiful the emperor's new clothes are. So even the people on the streets also used to say loudly or shout out loud, saying that how beautiful the emperor's clothes are. But he's got nothing on at all. But the king is not wearing anything. Nobody wants to be proved as they are fools. All of them thinks themselves as they are wise enough. That is why they all are acting as if there are clothes on the king's body, but the emperor is not wearing anything. He has nothing on, cried all the people. Oh wait, I skipped a line, no? How beautiful. But he's got nothing on at all, said the little child. Okay, So there was a little child, and he said he does not have anything on him, because children do not lie. No, small children, they don't know how to lie. They'll say every truth, they'll talk about everything correctly. So not correctly, but the truth. Here the one of the small child in the crowd, he kept saying that, but he's not, he's got nothing at all on him, said the little child. And one person said to other, he has nothing on at all. So everybody, including his minister, the king's minister, everybody acted as if there are these new clothes that are being made. And because these two men tricked everybody to believe that only wise people can see that cloth. So everybody was saying, like, as if they were talking as if they are seeing the clothes. Now this small child who does not know, like, he said he's not wearing anything. I mean, he's got nothing at all on him. And one person said to another. So after one child spoke out loudly, then this matter passed on to everybody. One after the other, they started to speak to each other. And they all said, he has nothing on at all. He has nothing on, nothing on. He has nothing on, cried all the people. So all the people started saying out loudly, the king, he has nothing on his body. The emperor felt unhappy. The emperor was very unhappy. He knew that the people were right. He had nothing on, but the procession had to go on. So what did this emperor do? Even though he realized that there is no clothes on his body, the procession has to go on. It has to go on. He cannot stop in the middle and go away. So he was very unhappy, upset, but still he did not leave the event what was going on. So this is what is about the emperor's new clothes, children. So these two men, they made everybody a fool, as if they are weaving some clothes, and then they did not do anything, obviously. So the king was very upset about what they did. But now you understood, no? One of the child in the crowds shouted out saying that he has nothing on them. So then every one of them started to talk the truth. Okay, children. So until there we finished it, and there are a few questions here. And if everything you touched became gold, would you be happy? So there is this small story here as well, this one. Let's finish that as well, and then you can answer these questions. Okay, if everything you touch became gold, what would you be happy? So everything that we touch, if it becomes gold, will you be happy or not? Let's see. King Midas was a very greedy king. So this is a story, children, and this story I think I learned in I studied in one of my English textbooks in my second standard when I was studying, but this is a very nice, beautiful story. King Midas was a very greedy king. Greedy means they do not spend much, and they always want more even though they have enough. Even though he was very rich, he always craved for more and more. See, that is what I said. Even though he is very rich man, he always craved for more and more. Craving means wanting so badly. Like they want it so badly. Sometimes if we want to eat something that we haven't ate in a long time, then we can say, I'm craving for an ice cream. So here this king craves for money, more and more money, and all those gold and all those things. Every day he prayed God for more and more. So every day, even in his prayers, he used to ask for more and more. One day God appeared before him and granted him a wish. Midas asked, give me golden touch. Everything I touch should become gold. So Midas asked the king that everything he touches should become gold. God smiled and granted him the golden touch, saying, "Anything that you would and that you touch will turn into gold." So the king, then God gave him that boon, that everything he touches can become gold. God smiled and granted him the golden touch, saying, "Anything that you touch will turn into gold." The king was delighted with his good fortune. So the king was very happy for this fortune. Fortune means luck, and that opportunity that he had. So, he was very happy. He thought that he must be the richest man in the world. So the king started to think that he will be the richest man because anything he touches will turn into gold. But in the evening, when he sat down for supper, King Midas was not so happy. So in the evening, when he sat down for eating at his table, he was not so happy then. His food turned into gold the moment he touched it, and he had to go to bed without any food. So King Midas, because if he touches anything, that will be coming to gold, no? So he could not eat anything. Everything he touched turned into gold, and he had to go to bed without having food. However, King Midas was too greedy to be sad about it. But this, even though he could not eat anything, he was not very sad about it because he got enough gold, no? And he didn't, even though he did not have money, food to eat, he was not worried about it. The next morning, the king's daughter ran to hug her father. But alas, the minute she kissed him, she turned into a gold statue. So the next morning, the king's daughter came running to him to give him a hug and a kiss. And soon after she kissed him, she turned into a gold statue. King Midas, who loved his daughter very much, was very sad, and he ran to the temple for help. He cried, "God, please help me. I don't want to be rich anymore. I only want my beloved daughter back." God changed everything back to normal. King Midas had learned his lesson and was never greedy again. So this daughter of King Midas has turned into gold statue. Then he realized that problem. Then he realized that he made a mistake, and then he regularly so he went to God and asked him forgiveness, and he promised not to be greedy anymore. And then God made everything back to normal, and King Midas learned his lesson that he should not be greedy at all. So this is here one of the smallest stories, children. Now there are a few questions that you might want to look into. Was the king wise? What would have happened if the gold minister had told the king the truth? So was the king wise in this story? If you think about it, the king was not wise because he believed the foolish people, no, in the story, and he was made fool by those two men. What would have happened if the old minister had told the king the truth? What would happen? Think about it. If the old minister had told the truth about that loom and those the thing that had happened, king might have thought that the minister was a fool, right? That could be one of the reasons. And even if the king minister gives him the information, the king might have his own word of decision. Why did everyone pretend that they could see the cloth? So why did they all do? Because they do not want to look as fools. They wanted to be wise men. That is why they did not tell the truth. There are why did everyone? Okay. There are people who cheat us as the weavers did. Share your class with your classmates what you know about such cheats. So here those two men cheated the emperor, and they did not only cheat the emperor, but they also made fools of all the town people, and also the king, and also the courtiers of the king. So here he is asking, like, share with your classmates what you know about such cheats. Means if you were if you were cheated by anyone, even for a slightest thing, smallest thing, it's still fine. You can come up here and then you can mention it. Okay, so this is it for children. We'll call it a day, and have a nice day, children. Read through the textbook, and it will help you to read properly and pronounce properly. All right, children. Thank you then. Bye bye.